Hey everybody, here's hoping this video will make sense. No, actually I just wanted to show everybody where I'm at, what I've been working on lately, although I've been a little bit distracted as well. Basically this right here. So I've got the planetary rings, I've got a starry background that responds to the input, and then I've got a section of the code over here that is fading out the pixels based on the coordinates on the screen, and then the uh, rectangle that's drawn without fading. That's going to be the beginning of my GUI that I'm working on. So just to show you the main function here, I have these includes now. I don't know if you're familiar with my system class yet, but I can show you that it's right here. I've also got the new game I'm working on, Space Chase. Okay, it's going to be pre-alpha here pretty soon. Probably almost done with it, but it could be pretty soon. You never know with me. So game Space Rescue. I know I saved the name wrong. Anyways, it still works because I've got that right there. That's the background of the planetary rings. Okay, the background stars 3. It's the third iteration, or whatever. And it's right there. And that deals with the stars that move in response to the user input. And then the game Space Chase GUI, which I just worked on recently, and that's right there. And basically all these do is these classes right here. The System 1 does the OpenGL class, or the System 1 class is the OpenGL system class. Anyways, you know what I meant to say. So everything that is related to just setting up OpenGL, initializing the window, starting things is all right in here, and nothing more. There's literally nothing more. And or things that are related directly to the window that we include, like the mouse callback and the frame buffer size callback and all that. So anyways, I've made these functions, basically init, clear, swap now, and clean up. That's all you need. The init function just runs these commands right here. So that glfw is initialized, the Windows initialized, Windows is appeased. glad is loaded, and then the random number seed, just a basic initialization there. So that gets run, and then the class name is OpenGL. So then I just go through the code here, and the first thing I do is initialize, of course. So that's the system initialization. See that I can put everything into logical order here. Callback functions, do the shader thing for shaders, initialize the data. That's where you copy it, you create the vertex and vertices data and you fill it in, or the color data, any type of data that you're going to include. And then you initialize the of course VAOs, VBOs, and other OpenGL friends that go along with that data and carry it through to the graphics card. Anyways, then we enter the render loop, system clear, then you can draw on the system obviously, so I do the draw command for all the classes. The classes that deal with input, I have a specialized process input function for each class, and those I ended up having to throw the global boolean for the keys into there, but I might talk more about that later. Update data basically takes care of any sort of animation this is currently happening on the CPU side. This is just a basic starter to this game, so we're not quite getting into pushing calculations from the CPU to the GPU, although that will be a transitional phase in the development of this game. So you can definitely look forward to a video on that, or two. Okay, so that I believe covers that. The system one was really cool to set up too. Just the init function, clear and clean up, and that's it. And then the swap now, because I just, and then what was the other one? Then the backgrounds. So you've got the game Space Rescue backgrounds. Okay, that's just your planetary rings, and you might recognize the code here. We set up the data for the multi-draw arrays command, which needs 2 arrays to draw the graphics. Here's the vertex shader, very simple. Position, color. Here is the fragment shader, which is where I use the GL frag chord. Excuse me. I use the GL frag chord. I didn't realize that's all in viewport screen coordinates. But that's because this is one of the final stages of rasterization or shader um, processing. So anyways, once I figured that out, it was pretty easy to section off a portion of the screen and basically just take the RGB components, multiply it by a number less than 1. In this case, I chose 0.3 to decrease the light the light uh, brightness. So basically, they totally dimmed all that, and then if it's not within those coordinates that I specified, then it's just the regular color that will be the planetary rings, or the yeah, it's just the planetary rings. Oh wait, where was I at? Right here. Okay. And basically, here's the input. If the user hits A, left, D, or right, then if it hits A, if they hit A or left, then you set the dx accordingly. Otherwise, dx is 0. Excuse me again. So the rescue backgrounds update data. This basically moves the background more slowly than everything else. The normal dx that everything else moves at is right there, and then obviously the one that this one is adjusted with is 10th the strength. And you fill in all the vertices for the planetary rings. And this code was really good to go back through again and to familiarize myself with. It's a very good exercise for me. So, and here's where they're drawn: line with the 2, multi-draw arrays, line strip, and then you send the arrays in. Here's the do shader thing, which is pretty much for every single class I've made so far. This function is the same. It sets up a vertex shader and a fragment shader, and it uses the exact same code. So I might have to see about making that special if there's a special way to treat that in code. This is also the same for every single one, this cleanup. So these do shader thing and cleanup tend to be identical throughout all of them. This one is almost identical through all of them, but I like having this ready code from a class that I just work this into. It just makes it so easy to look at this and say, oh yeah, these are the only numbers I really need to worry about. Anyways, just a little note there, but that's that's my init VAO VBO if you're using the element array option or any other things you're creating. That's probably where that would go. Init the data of the planetary rings, went through that, and then yeah, that was it. It's just really cool to be able to take something that I put in a former project and just kind of filter it out and make a class separate from that. That was pretty cool. I'm just patting myself on the back there. Okay, so here's the background stars. Third iteration of it. I just love this little particle system. It's just a beautiful little animation, and it's just, people love it to look at it. So basically position, 4-vector color, there's a size, and then there's the 2 types. So this is my original. I kept all of the code from my original vertex shader. Same with the fragment shader, but I dumbed it down because I knew the input that was going to be given to it. So instead of there being like 8 different cases or whatever there was here, there's only 2. And anyways, so aside from being able to also optimize when you extract classes like this, the refresher on the code is a very good thing, especially for a seasoned intermediate programmer that I consider myself to be. That means I've been an intermediate programmer for a long time. Never a really advanced programmer, but I'm definitely getting there. And once I see a project or 2 through, I will fully admit to myself that I am there. So here's the down, add speed to the stars based on size. That was really cool, you know. Anyways, process input, init data there. Initializing data seems to be a lot more intuitive now too. I can calculate exactly how much data that I'm going to use so that when I instantiate my vertices, I'm not creating too many of them. Like you might have noticed, the class that I extracted this out of just had way too many unused data points that were saved, allocated in memory, and just not used. So it made no sense whatsoever, which is why if some of you were watching my previous videos and were following, we're probably just like, what is he doing and why does he do that? You know, you've probably gotten some better ideas and put things together better. And go ahead and tell me about it. That'd be great. I would actually like to see that code, and that would probably improve my coding as well. I am definitely looking forward to releasing software and making money from it. And it is conceivable if the games catch on, or if a theme or something catches on, or if something that I put into the game that's unique catches on and I can work it into a little franchise, I can see making enough money to hire several people for various different talents and abilities. So stay tuned for that, obviously. And if you're at all interested or have some talents or abilities that I would possibly consider hiring, let me know in the comments, or or in the yeah, in the comments. That'd be great. Anyways, update data just takes care of the velocity of the various stars, and then see, and it just makes it easy to like look through your code and just breeze through it and go back and make sure that everything's commented. You've got some great comments on there. It's just absolutely makes it a wonderful programming experience as well to refresh your code abilities, you know, with a review of a project. And once again, our familiar do shader thing, which we love and clean up. See, this is the original one. I didn't change the VAO or VBO initialization. The VAO is like 2412, so 9. So this is the full, yeah, like I was looking at the in the shader here, the full position, color, size, and type from the original super duper code. Shader code. Anyways, okay, so that's the stars. The frame GUI is really cool. Okay, I just did this. So again, I'm able to tightly control how many memory locations in memory that I'm allocating. 200, very easy. You know, so there's basically a position and color, vector 3 color. That was an issue at one point. Comes through. That's it. That's basically all. The do shader, okay, clean up, init VBAOs, init data. I basically manually put all these in here. This was it. So this is the top line, bottom line, left and right. Okay, and then just draw. So, and that just takes care. That particular class is just the rectangle, which is four lines, 8 points, and it is not drawn with any filtering or dimming effect. Alright, well that's pretty much all for the video. I hope I didn't drag on about anything, but thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. And definitely leave comments in the section below the video. This is really a great opportunity to collaborate with someone who may have the same interest in you as you. For example, if you have been watching these videos and really do enjoy going through these simple exercises in OpenGL, then we definitely have a lot in common. And getting to know each other and communicating on a regular basis would be very motivational to be able to collaborate together, even over the phone or over yeah, the phone, because I don't currently have internet at home. So anyways, thanks again, and we'll look forward to the next videos.